Yo, let's jump into some things here. I want to share with you today some tips that I've applied in my life that have helped me get a better night's sleep. Now, this isn't the say all be all. It's not go out, buy some ZzzQuil, ask your doctor to help medicate you so you can sleep through the night. These are things that you can apply today. Some of them you can just change automatically of already what you have in your house, or you might have to make a small little purchase, but it's totally worth it. Imagine being able to sleep better through the night and all through the night to wake up refreshed and energized, alive, well, to go after your goals, go after your dreams, or just honestly to be a decent human being and not have to be quick triggered because you're groggy because you had a restless night's sleep. So let's jump into some things. Again, this is not the say all be all. These are just things that I've applied. I've reached out to some of my doctor friends, some different chiropractors, and things of that can help me get a wide range of ideas of what I could do to get a better night's sleep. So first thing, let's throw it back. We all used to have that huge, massive alarm clock, okay? Well, I don't have a huge, massive alarm clock, but what I did get rid of was my phone. I no longer use my phone as my alarm clock. And the reason why is because if I wake up in the middle of the night, I want to know what time it is. I tend to look at text messages. I tend to get on social media or just grab my phone and just out of habit start scrolling through my phone. Yes, in the middle of the night. And the iPhones, they get brighter and brighter and brighter, and that light can just ruin your sleep for the rest of the night. So I got rid of my phone and I leave it in my bathroom. I know that some people, some of my friends who do some of these tricks as well, they leave it in their kitchen or wherever it may be, but it's out of the room, out of sight, out of mind. So what I did was instead of having that as my alarm clock, I bought a sunrise alarm clock. So what that does is in the morning, it gradually gets brighter, 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 brighter. Whereas if it's the sun in my room, so my room gets lit up in the morning by this alarm clock, and then it slowly increases in sound with birds chirping. So that's how I wake up, as opposed to being alarmed by the beep, beep, beep. It's pretty aggressive, that beep beep beep. Now that works for some people because I know we have some snoozers. I'm not one. I like to just wake up whenever it's time to get up, get after the day. There's no sense in starting the day off in procrastination, which that's also another tip. Don't hit the snooze button. You're just procrastinating. You're already starting the day a little bit behind your goals, a little bit behind, a step behind of where you should be. So when it goes off, just wake up, get right up. So that sunrise alarm clock, that's what I have in place of my phone. And the great part about that sunrise alarm clock is you can turn off the display so there's not even a light of what time it is. Now, if you're the type of person that likes to know what time it is, if you wake up, if you have to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, that's cool. There's actually some settings where it dims a little bit lighter, and when obviously you can turn it off as well. So whatever setting that you need for that, that's totally cool. In addition to getting rid of my phone and replacing it with an alarm clock, the sunrise alarm clock, what I do is I also use that sunrise alarm clock as a light at nighttime because I have a nighttime ritual. When I'm ready to go to bed, about 30 minutes to an hour, 45 minutes, depending on what's going on, what I do is I'll dim the lights in my control. So I'll dim the lights in my room, and it's basically enough just to be able to read or see. And what I do with that alarm clock is I set it to a tone where I can lay in my bed and read my book. And that's also part of my ritual is I read my book at nighttime before I go to bed so my body knows, hey, the next step after this reading the book is me going to bed. In addition to that, what I do, obviously most people brush their teeth before they go to bed. So before I brush my teeth, I take Calm Tea. It kind of just calms my nervous system down, calms my body down. You can buy it at your local store, maybe your chiropractor, whatever it may be. You can get Calm Tea anywhere. It's called Amazon. So order it up. It's good stuff, multiple different flavors. And it kind of just relaxes your body, relaxes your mind going into the night. So I take my Calm Tea, I read a book, I dim the lights, and now I'm ready to go to bed. So in addition to this, not only do I have that sunrise alarm clock, the lights are dim, but I also have blackout curtains. So I went on Amazon, got blackout curtains. Why? Because I have neighbors who have these aggressive lights. You might have a neighbor who has sensors on their garage door lights, their back patio, and it just lights up your room. Well, what you don't realize is that light is affecting your sleep. Growing up, I lived on a main street, and across the street they had a street light, and it always would, even when I would close my eyes, I could just like feel it penetrating, and it was, I could just see it. I could wake up and be like, oh man, that light is so bright. So those small little lights affect you, just like the iPhone light when you're looking at it. It can affect your sleep. Even just a little bit of exposure of light at nighttime can totally throw off your body. So what I did is got the blackout curtains, and it is dark in there. The brightest thing in there is the little dot that you have on the fire alarm, the whatever you call it, the smoke detector. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. So the brightest light is the green little dot on the smoke detector. Now for me, I just leave that as is, but I know some of my friends, some of the people who, again, who have applied these things, they have actually taken black electric tape and covered up those, anything that has like a little dot. Maybe it's from your computer if it's in your room. Maybe it's the alarm clock, whatever it may be that shows that it's on. Maybe it's a charger. They cover that with electric tape, so that too is completely dark. Because again, the smallest thing, the smallest little light can throw off your sleep. So even if I wake up in the middle of the night, there's like a green little haze, a green little light that kind of lights up my room just enough for my eyes to see where I'm going. And also, in addition to that, because I don't like bright lights, not only in my room, what I have, and this is kind of funny because who would think that, a grown man would have a night light? Well, in my bathroom, I just have those huge, massive, the huge, massive light bulbs. So when you turn them on, it's like, it's so bright. It's pretty outrageous. It's ridiculous, actually. So because those are the only lights that I have in my bathroom, I have a little night light that I just flip on. So at least I'm not being exposed to huge, bright, massive lights like somebody's breaking into my house. No, it's just enough to use the restroom, wash my hands, go back to bed. So you want to make sure that the light is dim at nighttime so it doesn't throw you off. Find yourself a ritual. Maybe it's reading. What I would not suggest you do is watching a ton of TV, especially the news. That's a totally different subject, but watching the news before bed is bad news because that's all that's ever on the news is bad news because they try to keep entertaining. Anyway, I'll get off that tangent. That's for a different time. And anywho, that's a good way to wreck your sleep. So before you go to bed, try not to watch a movie that is really high intensity with action or scary or things like that. Try to remove yourself from the screens at least 30 to 60 minutes before you're going to bed, and it's going to help your sleep. Now, with that being said, I don't do this, but I know some people who do. They buy the glasses that are restricted to the light that comes from your phone, the blue light. So they have that, and they'll wear them at nighttime if they're messing on their phones, working on some stuff, their laptop or their computer. Now, there are times that I'm working late at night. So what I'll do is, again, these are just, I try to follow them as best as possible, and usually it does happen. But there is times when I'm working late at night, or I get an idea and I'm in a creative state and I don't want to let those ideas pass. So I start working on some stuff. What I do on my computer is I'll go to where I can control the settings, the brightness, and I'll dim it down as low as possible. That way the light is not overpowering me and it's as dim as possible. Also, some other people have used with, in addition to those glasses, this is one other thing that I don't do, but I have tried it and I don't like it, is a weighted blanket. Some people like the weighted blanket. Think about it like during 4th of July when dogs have the weighted kind of vest. It's just comforting. It makes them feel like somebody's there, maybe like somebody's right next to them so they don't get scared. Well, at nighttime, sometimes people like that comfort of the weight pushing down on them. I didn't like it. For one, it made me super hot, so it was uncomfortable that if the temperature is warm in your room, then that's not going to work out in your favor. You want it to be cooler as opposed to hotter. So that blanket, one, it made me too hot, and two, I just didn't like the weight, that much weight pressing down on me. But some people do use the weighted blanket that I know, and they thoroughly enjoy it. So that might be your option. With that being said, I also like to sleep with a fan on because I like the noise for one thing, and two, it keeps my room cool. I would rather be a little bit more cool than a little bit more warm because I can always add a blanket as opposed to once you're hot and you've got rid of all the blankets, like there's no more cooling down. You just need to crank up the AC or turn on more fans. I don't know, but that's what works best for me. Also, when I used to use my phone, I would have white noise. A friend suggested using white noise. She said that, hey, this has helped me sleep well. I know you have trouble sleeping sometimes. Why don't you try this out? I tried it out. I loved it. But then I got rid of my phone. So I'm like, okay, what else can I do? Well, instead, I just got this ritual and it kind of replaced that white noise. And now I still have the fan. So there's machines out there that you can buy that can have the white noise and help you sleep through the night. So that might also be an option for you. Let me just, I have some notes here, so I want to make sure that I didn't miss anything because there's a lot to take in. But again, take whatever that you would like to do. Oh, one other thing. I don't have caffeine after noon. And I really like the max cutoff point is 3 o'clock in the afternoon. But anytime afternoon, I try not to have any coffee because the caffeine for me, like I'm not like my parents. My parents can drink coffee, go right to bed like 30 minutes later. That's not me. If I have caffeine, it's ready to go. Let's go. Ready to party. Like it's party time. So I don't have caffeine after noon, and 3 o'clock if I do is an absolute cutoff. Otherwise, it's guaranteed horrible night's sleep. Can't sleep through the night. So no phone or computer 30 to 60 minutes. If you do use the computer, try to dim it down all the way. Nighttime ritual. I have calm tea. Dim the light with my sunrise alarm clock. I read before I go to bed, so I'm putting good things in, and my subconscious mind can think on those things, and then I wake up refreshed, energized, ready to rock and roll. Blackout curtains, so your room is completely black. You don't have to worry about your crazy neighbors with those huge, massive lights, a street light, whatever's going on. The sunrise alarm clock again. You can turn off the lights so the lights, what time it is at nighttime, can completely be off. No caffeine after 3 at the absolute latest. For me, I try not to do it after noon. You can have a fan going if you like that sound, or white noise. You can have that on a machine. You can buy that at the store, on Amazon, whatever it may be. And a night light in the bathroom, or if you have 2 different settings in your bathroom, or have one of those light switches where you can push it up or down for the controlling of the light, I would highly suggest putting those lights dim at nighttime. If you want to do the blue glasses for if you're using your phone a lot at nighttime or like to watch TV, or if you are using your laptop, that might be an option for you. Also, another option would be the weighted blanket. So some people thoroughly enjoy that. And for me personally, not saving the best for last, these aren't in any specific order, but another thing that helps me is I go to the chiropractor on a regular basis. It helps relieve the stress out of my body. It takes me out of the flight or flight kind of like survival mode, and instead my body central nervous system can kind of relax and be functioning how it's supposed to be, nice and properly. So with that being said, hopefully those things help you out. Hopefully you got something out of this that you can apply it to your sleep schedule. You can apply it to your regime. And if this helped you out, please pass it to a friend, or even just let them know. You don't even have to tell them it's from me, whatever it may be. Be like, yo, I heard this. I'm going to try it out. And my sleep schedule has totally changed. I used to wake up several times throughout the night. Now it's a rare air unless if the dog barks or there's something loud outside. Usually I sleep through the night. So it's enjoyable. Hopefully you can take these and apply it to your life and start getting better sleep and waking up refreshed, rejuvenated, and wake up alive, well, energized, blessed, and highly favored, ready to get after the day. So own it and always choose to live victorious. We'll see you guys soon.